beliefs that I stated.
No.
What is the problem?
Okay, because you're misrepresenting what's happening. Okay? And you know you're doing that, and if you don't know, you should really start paying more attention because you are doing precisely that. Okay? I have made a simple assertion that there is a moral distinction between crimes which are committed within living memory, in other words, where the victim or the perpetrator is still alive, because morality occurs in every individual, and crimes which consequentially occurred prior to that. I'm not saying we can ignore crimes that occur. This is a very, no, stop interrupting. This is a very, very clear distinction, and I'd like you to respond to whether you want to accept that paradigm or not, because you haven't been clear. If you accept that paradigm, we can move forward. If you disagree, we can move forward. But if you duck answering the question, it's not just that basic discussion, mate. It's just you don't engage actually at a philosophical level. You only engage at a political and ideological level.
Now, what I'm referring to,
You're still ducking and diving. You're just ducking and diving a very simple question. Do you or do you not accept a moral distinction between events that occur within living memory and are experienced, and events which are a matter just of history, and although they factually happen, they have no moral agency anymore, direct moral agency. They have indirect moral agency because they're in the past and they were wrong and they're facts and you have to acknowledge them. But no perpetrator or victim is currently alive, and they're two different categories. Can you understand that distinction? Maybe meant in good faith and have some urgency, or are you completely oblivious to the merits of that? Because you're acting as though you are oblivious, and I don't think you can. And try and trust me for a minute. If you could accept the urgency at this point, we could move forward in a very constructive fashion. But if you can't do that, you're going to end up just chucking up more and more rhetoric, and it's not going to undercut any progress or anything profoundly constructive. It's just going to sound
again, because we are
I thought I was the only one getting it.
and I am not apologizing. The parameters
Jesus.
of my argument are not defined. And so your attempt to control the flow of the conversation is apparent. But I've already answered your question many times.
okay. So
The reality is this, excuse me. The reality is, and again, you've interrupted me. You interrupted me a minute ago, and made a statement. I listened to your statement, and I'm speaking now, and you want to speak again. I'm not sure why. And then you're going to make a claim about sharing space. Then you're gonna, but you have been.
I spent the entire
Then you're going
time
to make a
asking
claim
you one question
about sharing
one
space.
answer.
Then you're going to make a claim about sharing space again.
There's no point
So
in
you
having
want
a
to
discussion. I've only asked you one
so if
question.
you would like,
But it's very simple.
However, I can repeat my answer for you if you like.
What's your answer?
Very simple. In relation to the harm that is being discussed, yes, the enslavement of African, the enslavement of African people, the colonization of African people, the neo-colonization of African people.
You're not addressing my question.
Excuse me. You are asking about.
It's on tape. It's true. It's factually obvious that that's what you're doing. And you may not be aware of it yourself, but it is. And I'm not trying to be as adversarial as I seem to be here. I'm honestly trying to push you by asking you one simple question and trying to get one straight answer. And whenever I do, you seem to be accusing me of disagreeing with you about facts I've accepted, or you seem to shift your ground. And this is a common argument. But unless, all I can tell you in good faith, honestly, I think you're on the side of the good guys, broadly speaking, a lot of you guys are. But if you don't create a moral intelligent argument which is self-consistent and applicable, like in court law and in human minds and ubiquitous, you will fail. And unfortunately you should, and it's because you won't be serving your cause as well as you could. I honestly believe that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong and you're right. Maybe I'm an idiot. But I genuinely believe what I'm saying. I'm trying to find some common ground and just get you to answer one simple question. Can you see a moral distinction between crime which has occurred where the perpetrator and the victim is still alive and a crime which occurs where the perpetrator and the victim is dead? Can you not see there are slightly different moral frameworks? That's a very simple question. And I'm hoping you might give me a yes or no answer. And if you don't, you don't. At least to know what it is.
So I'm going to point out again that I was speaking and you interrupted me.
Wow, that's it.
That's
Okay,
the
I think we're
sentence into what I was saying.
I think we're done.
No, I'm pointing it out, right? And so I'm going to repeat myself. Take it. So what's taking place, right? So what's taking place, right? What's taking place here is that what's the gentleman's name? Tony doesn't want to address, in relation to reparations to African people, the actualities of the claim, right? So we're going to go into a diatribe about moral philosophy so that we can get away from addressing the actualities of the claim. I've said many, many times, I do not make distinct the enslavement of African people from the colonization of African people and the neo-colonization of African people. These are historically related events. They are not events and evolutions of history that you can neatly compartmentalize one from the other. One feeds into the other, It's quite simple. However, if an individual, yes, wants to exclusively discuss reparations in relation to colonization and neo-colonization and not enslavement, he's entitled to do that. And if he wants to engage a conversation based upon that, then we can do that, right? The principle of living memory was already established. And so what happened was, because the gentleman didn't want to actually discuss the actuality of living memory and how that would relate to the principle of justice and reparations in relation to African people, he obscured the conversation into one of moral philosophy. That's what took place. And I feel under no obligation to allow colonizers to define conversations for me. I simply don't, right? And if that's a crime, then I stand convicted. And peace and blessings.